The new Hunter Vanguard, Crow. Throughout the Final Shape expansion, Cayde and Crow bond and have some heartfelt moments. So today we dive through Crow's journey and the moment Cayde passes the torch to a new member of the Vanguard. Everyone hated Aldrin Sov, even as he was revived as Crow. But over the years, things have changed, and with Cayde's return, this is a perfect chance to wrap things up, and Bungie did a great job. Let's take a look. So what is the Vanguard Dare? The Vanguard Dare is essentially a gamble among hunters on who will take the spot of Hunter Vanguard. Most hunters like the wilds and don't like to be cooped up in the tower for long periods of time. Long ago, Andal and Cayde made a dare. These were two hunter friends. Whoever killed Taniks the Scarred, the other would become the Hunter Vanguard. Cayde ended up killing Taniks, or so he thought, meaning that Andal would take up the position. But Taniks, as always, was alive and killed Andal, so Cayde took the position to honor his friend, thus where he remained throughout the events of Destiny 1 and part of 2. Fast forward to Forsaken, Cayde 6 dies at the hands of Aldrin Sov. So technically, Aldrin could have been the next leader of the Hunters, if he wasn't evil and corrupted by darkness if things somehow worked out. But as that story goes, the Guardian goes on a revenge mission and kills Aldrin. Sometime later, the Traveler revives Aldrin, who becomes the Crow. With no memory of who he was a Guardian now, risen by the Traveler, the Light. Since Cayde's death, the position was vacant for years. Zavala spoke to characters like Anna about the struggle to keep the Vanguard together. When Cayde passed, I saw the fracturing of the Vanguard as a path toward inevitable failure. Still, it has proved impossible to fill his seat. I believed I would be too weak to lead without the balance added by his unique perspective. As it turns out, his life was but one in an eternity of choices. Zavala, Relax. I'm not offering you the job, unless you killed Cayde, and we've had the wrong man this whole time. So that was from Season of the Arrivals. Hunters you see like Anna didn't want to take the spot of Cayde. When Crow was first revived, everyone hated him. He spent weeks at a time alone in the Cosmodrome. Guardians would beat him up and I believe even kill him a couple of times. Glint would have to revive him. He spends his days alone. Other Guardians are an unpredictable source of pain and confusion, and they see him the same way. Some react to him with outright hostility. Others are overcome by some personal and unexplained grief. He doesn't know why. That was the most painful lesson of being reborn. It's better to be alone, so he's always alone now, except for his ghost. In Season of the Hunt, along with help from Osiris or Savathun, Crow ventures back to the city in disguise, and after an entire season of trying to help, is revealed to Zavala when his mask gets destroyed.
Are you all right?
I'm alive.
Zavala tries to figure things out. He and Ikora now know that Aldrin Sov, the Crow, was in the city. In the meantime, Crow runs some scouting missions for the Vanguard and begins to build a relationship. In Splicer, Crow sends a message.
I've sent your friend on a reconnaissance mission while I determine the best way forward.
Can't say I'm enjoying lying low, Commander. Reminds me of the old days. But, hey, I'm nothing if not good at following orders. If it was my choice, I'd be there helping you get the Elixni settled in the city. Might be hard to believe, but they're more like us than you think. Just Give them a chance. Like you did for me.
In Season of the Lost, Savathûn shows Crow his entire past as Aldrin. He learns that he was the one that killed Cayde, and suddenly those moments of every Guardian hating him now becomes more clear of why. He knows about the Vanguard Dare, and also the control Mara had over him for years. He leaves the city for a bit to decompress. In Witch Queen, the Vanguard Scout is back and has some issues when he thinks that studying the Lucent Hive is wrong. Zavala is about to have him see himself out under Cayde, but Saladin steps in and takes the blow.
Done.
Zavala, you can't.
Not a word.
And in Haunted, he confronts the nightmares of his past and deals with them, making way for his true purpose under the Traveler. Listen to this dialogue.
Second chances. Turns out I've been using mine wrong. I thought being a Guardian was my destiny, that wielding the light for good was the most I had to offer. But it's clear now. This is what the Traveler chose me for. I was reforged in the light for a purpose. To remake something dead and gone into something beautiful. To learn how to forge something new from what we were. Everything Aldrin did to the reef, the scorn, Fikrul. I have a responsibility. No. A calling to make them whole. And I can't replace Cayde. But I can cover his old patrols. Maybe organize the hunters a bit, if they'll let me. Clean up some of my mess. I don't know if I can fix everything Aldrin left broken. But I can try.
For the last couple of years, Crow has faced those nightmares and would build a bond with the city and allies. He assisted us in taking on the Shadow Legion enemies and rescuing civilians in Defiance. He reforges his bond with the Awoken and his sister. And in Season of the Wish this year, Crow wishes that he didn't kill Cayde, wishes he could tell him that he shouldn't have done it. Riven ends up granting this wish, and Crow chooses to go through the portal first and open the way for everybody else inside the Traveler. Inside, he meets Cayde, and our journey in the final shape begins.
You gotta get better boots, Crow. I could hear you coming a mile away. Now, Aldrin. He could sneak up on a fella. I finally have someone to talk to about Crow's stupid haircut. We gotta get out there and find Crow. I was expecting him, not you, and that ain't a good sign.
In the final shape, Cayde and Crow bond. Of course, they had an issue with each other in those first moments in that gunfight, but quickly realized there are bigger problems here inside the Traveler. By the time your Guardian enters, the two are already working together, and throughout the missions they have some great banter back and forth as they work with our character.
Oh,
What is it?
it's a child's voice.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, it's whispering something.
Crow. Crow. Why did you murder the handsomest hunter in Seoul?
Bastard.
You're here. I need backup. Crow wants to talk about how wonderful it is that the Traveler brought me back. Like Ikora hasn't done enough of that already.
It wasn't the Traveler. It was me. I wished my way here on an Ahamkara.
What the hell made you think that was a good idea?
We were out of options. I remember thinking that I wanted to do this because I had to make things right. And just before I took the plunge, I remember thinking about the great Cayde 6. No light, no ghost, fearlessly staring up at me from the wrong side of his own gun. And there you were.
And there I was. You know, one of the first things my ghost Sundance said to me was that I was capable of greatness. You remind me of her a little.
In what way?
You're both a pain in my ass.
After the first 7 missions, we had time to wait for the final battle. So as everyone prepares, we take on some missions and new threats in the Pale Heart, like the Screebs and Scorn with Cayde and Crow. During that mission, which had some pretty unique mechanics by the way, like camping and staking out shanks, Cayde gives the position of Hunter Vanguard to Crow.
This is the spot Micah told me about. The Witness is experimenting with dark ether and Screebs. We should track down all the targets we can, destroy them, and try to contain their ether.
Okay, first step of every successful mission is a code name. I am thinking Operation Screebmageddon. It really rolls off the tongue.
Really?
I'm not hearing any bright ideas coming out of you. Screeb Musk. Ode to Screeb, if you will.
I will not.
Hey, one of the perks of being in the Vanguard is getting to come up with the names.
This is serious.
Which is exactly why it needs a stupid name. It helps keep it light.
That war beast couldn't be the source of the dark ether. There's more going on here than we thought.
Well, it's a good thing I came back from the dead to help, huh, kid?
Guess so. I'm starting to think wishing for you wasn't a mistake after all.
Maybe. You know, something about that wish stuff still doesn't sit right with me. You know, between us, I think part of me always knew it wasn't the Traveler that brought me back. I ain't that special.
That's not true. Ikora needs you. Zavala needs you. Your hunters need you.
No, that's the thing. See, I'm not sure they do anymore.
I'll tell you a secret. I'm not always so sure I have one either. A purpose. I tell myself I was chosen for a reason, but we all crave meaning, Cayde. That's just life. No matter who or what gave it to you. Do whatever you want with it.
Thanks, kid.
Cayde has his own way of doing things. I respect that. He might not think he's special, but he's got a special something. The type of heroism that doesn't typically lead to a line of succession. It's why the Hunters were so loyal to him, why many still are. It's why the Vanguard is still incomplete. And why you hunted down Aldrin.
9, 10.
Are you keeping count?
No, just shooting things and saying numbers. Not 12, by the way.
Oh, okay. As long as you didn't think this was a competition. Because I'm at 13.
Oh, that's how it's gonna be?
Come on, old guard. I dare you to beat me.
Oh, be careful with that word.
I don't understand.
It's a new cloak. If you're gonna be the next Hunter Vanguard, you'll meet one.
The Vanguard dare.
Isn't law. If it was, Aldrin would have the position. But none of that matters. This needs to be your choice. If you don't want it, or you're not ready, don't do it. And I wasn't ready, but I did the best I could.
But you're the Hunter Vanguard.
Not anymore. Too much paperwork. Now, you want purpose. This is it, kid. Me, I can't be tied to a desk if I'm gonna find mine. Just think about it. I dare you.
I will.
Make sure you celebrate, yeah? Life's still all about that timing. Big fight coming up. Let's get to it. Hey, good job dodging the Vanguard gig.
That's why you're one of my favorites.
Zavala, Cayde told me something that you need to know.
What is it?
He doesn't intend to return as Hunter Vanguard. He thinks Crow deserves the job.
Indeed. Crow is more than ready. And he's a different person now.
Perhaps we all are.
As we know, in the end, Cayde sacrifices himself to save your ghost. And in the final cutscene, we see Crow in his new role, with his new cloak and haircut thanks to Cayde's comments.
Well, maybe because we haven't celebrated it yet. Guardian, Ghost, you're just in time. Tell them Cayde wouldn't let a little work get in the way of having a good time.
So Aldrin Sov, Crow, has come full circle. He was hated for years by many, even after he returned as Crow and began to help the city. Having Cayde return in the final shape, bond with Crow, and be the one to personally pass the torch felt super fitting, compared to Crow just claiming the position on his own. Cayde was a super important part of the final shape for multiple reasons. Over the last couple of years, Crow has been a big part of this universe and will continue to be as a new part of the Vanguard and leader in the city. Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like it, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.